What's up, guys? It's Migs with Market Open. Last day of backtesting, day number 5, and finally, as you guys can see, I got the TEFS demo account working. Final day, and then also had 70% accuracy this morning, up 312 in the morning. Yeah, pretty good. The only one I suffered really was on Z, which was Zillow, which kind of got me twice back to back, and I'm not allowed to trade it anymore, like I mentioned earlier this week. Although a good setup looks like it's forming right now on Zillow, but I can't really take it. I'm not really going to. I mean, I already hit my target for the day. There's really no point in me taking it. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and start. Let me go ahead and link these, then show you guys. Let's see here. Alright, so this morning my very first trade was at 9:35. Let's see here. Probably right here was actually my very first trade. Pulls down, doesn't give me an entry, pulls back up to VWAP, gets rejected. Next candle, make a new low right here. Completely justifiable. I take it every single day. So yeah, so it basically just like a false breakdown. It went down and it came right back up, so it kicked me right within 30 seconds. So triggered at 48.68, kicked out at 48.92 here. Now, let's see here. The very next trade I took, again, right at 9:37, so 2 minutes later, right here in this candle, I figured, okay, bad timing. Let's try it again. So came up to the 9 right at VWAP, came all the way up here to 49.20, and got triggered right here. What did I get triggered at? 48.64. So right. Oh, that's right. No, actually, I was gonna go ahead and get in down here since it had bounced right here, bounced. So I went ahead and got in. I believe it was 37. So yeah, so I got in right here at this candle with my stop all the way up here. So that's why I only took 150 shares. But as you can see, it actually ended up coming right back up. Bad timing again. Now, so I had to stop trading that one. I covered it for a loss. Ended up losing $186 on that. Then my very next trade was on STMP. Let's see here. Wow, it's right at the moving average. It's literally right at the spot where I marked the line at. That's funny. So STMP was gapping down this morning, but wasn't really quite sure what the news behind it were. This is just a bunch of crap right here. So, but I knew that if you gap down from 220 all the way down to, I think it was like 204 or something like that. Yeah, so it opened up around 204. I knew that there was something that was going on, so I was going to go ahead and short it. So first trade I took was at 940. So right here, probably somewhere around here. Yep, right here. So if you can see, it pulls up and it bounces here several times right at the 206 mark. So bounce, bounce, or bounce, bounce. And technically, if it falls below this spot, it should just keep going. Also, let me bring up the SPY this morning. So we've been downtrending all morning. So kind of everything was going in my direction. Let's see here. I got triggered in at 206.25. So right here, I believe I got triggered right at 940. So it opened up here. I went ahead and shorted it, and as soon as I shorted it, it spiked back up. So I guess I got a better fill on it. That's how I ended up with 206.25. Only 50 shares since I was risking, I believe I was risking up to 209. So I was risking about $150 or so on that. And made lower high, lower high, lower high. Kept coming down. STMP, where did I cover that thing? STMP, I covered it right at 203.70. So I ended up making 130 on it. Wow, looking back now on it, I really wish I would have kept it. Because this would have hit that's a 200, it's either a 200 or 50. So this line, this white line that I marked out on here is a moving average. So technical analysis, so a lot of people are kind of looking at it. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean. So let me look at this, let's look at this daily. So let's put the So that is the 50-day moving average. So it literally hit it to the T, right on it. So that was kind of my window for me to trade. So it opened up at 204, and what the 50-day moving average is at 198. So between that window is kind of where I wanted to trade it. I went ahead out and got out a little early. I wanted to hold the last piece, but since I only had 50 shares, I didn't really see the point in it. What was I going to do? Sell 40 and then maybe hold 10? I mean, yeah, I probably would have made another like 30 bucks or so, but it wasn't really worth it to me to sit here. Let's see here. STMP, INFY. Now, INFY this morning was a pretty good candidate for a short because of the daily. I knew that they had a lot of room to move on the downside, but the only drawback is that it just has a large float. So INFY has got over $1 billion float. So, but it's definitely had room to fall. So I was gonna lean into it whichever way. So let's see here. I shorted INFY 1,000 shares right at 1697, right at 42. So probably right here. So as you can see, it pulls down. You got to wait for the pullback, and it got rejected here. VWAP next candle make a new low is your entry. So I got filled right at 1697 with my stop right here at 1707. So 90 bucks, 100 bucks or so. It came down. I covered 800 at 1687 right at the $100 mark, and then I got kicked out at my entry with the rest. So I'll take a 3/4 partial. That's basically what I'm back testing. So I'll take a 3/4 partial, stop loss of break even. So I got kicked out the 200 shares right at break even. That's when I covered STMP. And then I took another short on INFY. So if you can see on here, it pulled right back up. But during this time, it was getting close to the 10 o'clock mark, so I went ahead and switched over to the 5-minute. So it looks a little bit clearer here on the 5-minute. So if you got the pull down, it pulls back up to VWAP, reverse hammer, gets rejected, next candle make a new low is your entry. So I went ahead and got short right at 1692. So the bottom of this candle is 1692. Really should have gotten triggered at 1691. But either way, so got triggered here, came down, covered, let's see here, covered right at 1680, and then the last 200 I covered at 1685. So right now we are down to 1650. So that's probably something I'm going to need to work on. The last 200 shares I should have held until a candle closes above the 9 moving average. Or I probably would have sold some down here, maybe an extra 100 or so. So this is the 9 moving average. I should have waited until something comes up above the 9 moving average and closes above it. That means that it's going to start coming back up. Need to work on being a little bit more patient with these things. So INFY covered, DBX. So Dropbox, the flop of the IPO that I traded last week or the week before that. I forgot when it was. DBX also a gap down. This right here is relatively clear. So DBX gap down. It came up right here. Good thing I didn't. I don't think I took this short. No, so this probably would have been a short trigger for me. Right here with the stop over the highs. Good thing I didn't take it because that would have kicked me out. So, but either way, it climbed up. Then I was waiting for some sort of bounce for it to form a base somewhere and then for that to crack. So as you can see here, we double topped and then we started coming back down. Now my trigger spot was going to be the 3150 mark, 3149. So I got, let's see here, DBX. Oh, that's right. So I initially missed this entry right here. So my entry was going to be 3149. So here, and my stop was going to be up here at the 3112 area. So I initially missed this, and I said if it comes back up and over 31, just for a split second, I'm going to go ahead and short it. And my stop is still going to be up here, same amount of shares, everything. So right here in this candle, right at 1004, as you can see, 1004.45, it flashed up for a second, and I shorted it as high as I could. So I ended up getting filled. That's how I ended up getting filled at 31.58. And as you can see, it came right back and it started heading lower. So my stop was still up here. I was risking, let's see, 150 shares is 60 cents. So I needed to cover it down near 31. DBX I covered right at 30.95. So ended up making 94.50 on it. And we are, where are we at? We're still around 31, so just kind of floating sideways. Next trade I took, ANET. Now, ANET, I didn't really quite trust it because the market was pulling back right, I believe, during this time here. So, and it kept giving, the candles that it was throwing up were hammers. Hammers signify that the buyers are starting to come in and buy up the stock. So it got bought up, and then I realized that I was already at like 230-ish. It was basically almost to my mark. My goal is to make between $250 to $300 a day within an hour or two, and I was already at 230, so I didn't want to risk the $100. So what I did is I shorted it at 253.39, which was my trigger here. So the low of this candle is 253.48. So since it's so spready, I got filled at 39. And I went ahead and actually took half the shares off. So instead of risking the full $100, I was only risking $50. So I could deal with losing $50 because if I lost the whole 100, then I would be mad at myself for, you know, risking that much when I'm already up in green on the day. So I went ahead and took half off. I only left 40 shares. And I stuck with my target. So what I did is I implemented a range order. As you can see on here on my box, my order box, is I put range 251.85. I wanted it to trigger if it hit 251.85, and then my stop was 254.92. Obviously, I could have held it a lot longer. Let's see here. So 251.85, somewhere up here, right? And this still has not given me a green candle or a reason for me to really get out. But I went around the house and just did different things, to be honest. I just wanted to see if this range order works. So I typically don't really use them too much, but to be able to sometimes maybe walk away from certain situations, or like if something's moving kind of slow, you know where your stop is, you know where your target is, you can go ahead and implement a range and then put the low price. The low price is where you want to get out if you're short. The high price is where you're going to get kicked if it goes against you. So definitely took advantage of that. I implemented that, and I am up 312 on the day in about an hour. So definitely up on the week. So back testing this week was definitely positive, and 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio is definitely working. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and implement that next week for my real account. But one thing I do need to work on is holding on to the last quarter, or holding on to a little bit longer so I can try and squeeze as much as I can out of it, especially with just trying to get the last quarter as much as I can, because ANAT and let's see, I could have taken the last quarter down here at 249, wherever it's at, or wait for it to at least give me a green candle. It hasn't even done that. Now, STMP, I could have gotten out down here near my 50-day moving average, which was one of my initial targets. As you can see, it bounced, definitely giving you a clue that there's a lot of buyers there sitting there at the 50-day moving average. So definitely would have been a better spot to get out at, as well as the other reason for me to get out is if a candle up and holds above the 9 moving average, indicating that it's going to start going higher. So that is it for the recaps today, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you have not joined us yet on their Facebook group, make sure to do that. The link will be down in the description below, where I post my watch list for you guys every single day. Lastly, if you guys are curious on how I learn how to trade, I provided you guys with the discount code in the description. It comes with one-on-one mentoring, classes, and buying power, so make sure to take advantage of that. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.